Hey, deserving listeners, let's watch couples therapy. If you're watching this video, that means you're watching the non-member exclusive video. You're watching the free trailer version. And if you want to watch this full video, you have to become a member of the YouTube channel by clicking the join button below or the link in the description. And when you become a member, you're supporting what we're doing here. I wouldn't be able to do any of this stuff if people didn't sign up on YouTube or on Patreon, that kind of thing. Because when people sign up, they are literally paying my bills so that I don't have to do other kinds of work. I can dedicate myself to this, and I really love this show. So let's watch.
Talking about that, we're just not, because it's like you're trying to portray this in some situation where it's setting out to.
You don't want Erica to talk about something.
If she wants to talk about her feelings, by all means. But we're like, what are we talking about, particulars?
Okay. So he says, she wants to talk about her feelings, then okay. But if we're going to talk about my horrible transgressions and my behavior, then that's not what I agreed to here. So So countertransference, one thing to think about, right? It's still happening. Just because I identified it doesn't mean that it's gone. It's still causing that feeling in me. What is that feeling? It also could just be completely due to my own history and nothing to do with what they're inducing me to feel, and everything to do with people who have harmed me in these ways, and me getting angry at him when really I want to get angry at someone in my past. That's also could be a part of it. Probably is to some extent. So that's just interesting. Again, if I were in the therapist chair, I would have that impulse to have that tone of voice earlier that I had of just like, mocking him to some extent. But I would very quickly say, no, listen, wait, bond, assess, keep open to it.
What's the problem with letting it unfold here so I can understand what the two of you are struggling with?
Every time we get into an argument, the catalyst is her wanting to talk about it some more. And after 2.5 months of her making accusations of me cheating and me responding, I'm not cheating on you, I'm not having an affair on you.
Of course, this is happening. This is the first time it's being explicitly brought up. But when there is a trust violation, and specifically cheating in a relationship, it is a very delicate and long-term process of recovery and trust building and relationship reattachment. It takes a long time. And really, even the kindest of partners that cheat, when they are being kind to the victim of the cheating, the kindness only lasts for so long, like 2.5 months, before they're just like, I'm done. But in my experience, that kindness, that processing of the victim's feelings has to occur for years and years and years. Not every day, but over time, cycles and blah, blah, blah. It's something that you just have to deal with for the rest of your life. It's not unusual or unhealthy for a couple, even having gone through very effective infidelity recovery for 10, 20 years later, for the victim to notice an upwelling of that pain and fear and to communicate that and expect and hope that the cheater will accommodate that and validate that and listen to that and repair for that. Even though the cheater hasn't cheated in 20 years. That's just normal, because the trust violation, even if it's just one time, it's normal for victims of infidelity to have a lot of feelings that last maybe the rest of their life. So what he's saying is like, hey, it's been 2.5 years and she is accusing me of all sorts of infidelity. And maybe she is. Maybe she is wrongfully accusing him of other, but if I'm hearing it right, he has cheated, but he doesn't acknowledge it, at least yet. I'm guessing he doesn't acknowledge it consistently with her, if ever. So where do you begin? He doesn't. Maybe he's apologized, kind of, but he's not doing so now. So yeah, what a lot of times what will happen for victims, and maybe you've been in these shoes, is that. So let me. I don't know if I've ever talked about this. So for victims of infidelity, if you want to stay in the relationship, you will try to repair. And there's a lot of different initial strategies, and also like online resources, I suppose, or influences from the outside that will point victims in a particular direction. Some of them healthy, some of them not. But regardless of what the victim will do, if the cheater doesn't know how to process this moving forward, which they typically don't because they're cheating, so there will be this barrier, and the victim will be saying, hey, because, if the victim just leaves, then it's over. But if the victim's like, I want to work this out, and the cheater just keeps stonewalling or keeps evading or defending or something, the victim keeps doing this. But eventually, the only thing the victim can do is to just be ever vigilant for cheating. And they just, oh, you're cheating, or let me see your phone, or, they just resort to control and accusation. And they would be stupid not to, because what's the chance that your partner who refuses to talk about or apologize, what's the chance that they're completely reformed? If they've cheated once or multiple times and they have no explanation or no process for changing whatever it was about them that led to that behavior, then you'd be stupid to think that the cheating is over. And so you start to think, well, I want to stay in this relationship, so I'll just try to make it so he never cheats on me again. And so I'm just going to watch every move that he makes. And that's all you have to go off of. It kind of sounds like that's what's happened here.
There is nobody else.
He made me feel like I was crazy.
So then she said,
In my feeling.
I feel like you're gaslighting me. And then she asked me the appropriate question, have you ever stepped out on me? And I said, yes. But there's nobody that I've been involved with in New York City or anything like that.
Okay, so again, very consistent. I'm having flashes of Worm with a Mustache, and he is saying, yeah, she just kept peppering me, and she kept peppering me, and then finally I said, yeah, okay, yes, I'm cheating. But but what? You cheated. Full stop. But what? What did he say? It's a big city.
So then she
In
said,
my feeling.
I feel like you're gaslighting me. And then she asked me the appropriate question, have you ever stepped out on me? And I said, yes.
So that's an interesting phrase. She asked me the appropriate question. All right, so that's the end of the trailer portion, the free portion of this episode. If you want to see this full episode, become a member on YouTube by clicking the join button below, or there should be a link as well. And I have to say, watching this show, I'm reminded of how many things I get to talk about that I never get to talk about. It's just so, and I hope this is interesting to y'all, because it certainly is to me, and it's also, I know it's interesting to other therapists, maybe not every therapist, not what I'm saying, but the things that I'm talking about are the things that therapy nerds like myself love to talk about and think about and learn about. So yeah, become a member if you want. Otherwise, please take care of yourself because you deserve it. You really, really do.